Hello and welcome. I just saw it pop up that we are live. So if you are here watching this, you are here in a pre-balanced class on a live Google Hangout. And I am Steffi van Dierdonk from vibrationalchameleon.com. And basically what we will be talking about today is how the energies out there can affect us and how we can all feel tired and drained or overwhelmed at times in our lives. And very often we don't know why that happens to us. Very often this happens at a very exact time when we feel everything is going pretty well and we are excited about new projects or things, and we kept pushing ourselves. We felt that we could keep going on, and then that wall hits us, that everything isn't going that great as we thought it was, and we are feeling the actual drain that we have put on ourselves. So that's one part we will be covering here. And I know I'm pretty much making this sound not such a fun topic, but we'll actually be doing some light physical exercises. We'll also be talking on how to move past it and how it's just part of life and it doesn't have to be a very bad, confusing thing at all. So if you are joining us, and actually on the page you might want to refresh your web page to be seeing this at the live thing. And if you want to comment, you can join us in the Facebook group over on Vibrational Community, where I will be checking in to see if there are any questions I will be answering live. And you can also discuss these topics later on after the call is over. So you can join us there. Just open your Facebook, type in Vibrational Community, and you will be directed there. And I will be checking in a few minutes to see if you have asked to join us, and I will approve your request. That being said, welcome everyone. And maybe it's a good thing to start with how I've started doing all of this and start from a little personal experience. So I started looking into this because I had a chronic condition at the age of 17. And usually, like I mentioned before, if we are feeling these drains because we have been pushing ourselves, it's because we have been working for a very long time. But in my case, if you are still studying, if you are still in school, and I wasn't the kind of person that would keep studying until the middle of the night. So then at that age, you really go and wonder, what did I do wrong to have this right now at this point in my life? And later on, I started noticing that it really doesn't matter at what age you have been diagnosed with this, if you are 17 or 70. Either way, it's a sign from your body that you have been doing something wrong. And I've started seeing a chronic condition and chronic disease basically as the dark side of being an intuitive. So it's basically you have your intuition. If you listen to it, if you tap into that and follow it, then you will be okay and you will be doing all of the right things because your body and your intuition is saying it so. If you are ignoring it, if you are out of line, then you will start seeing signs of that. The first ones are fatigue or overwhelm. But if that keeps going on, then basically you will have a more chronic condition, which can be a disease. But it can also start with headache, stress and tension in your shoulders, in your stomach area, sleeping disorders, or just having trouble sleeping. It's all of that, and it's a sign that we have been doing something wrong and we need to start doing it differently. So that's when I started looking into actual ways to do things differently. And what I have found is following a natural cycle and reconnecting with your natural rhythm. And that led me, or I found that through signing up for a Druid course, training with the Circle of Parts, Ovates, and Druids, and reconnecting with nature and looking at how everything is running out there, reconnecting with the seasons and taking time to celebrate life at certain times throughout the year at the 8 festivals. And really, if you start doing that, no matter how high up in the air or how far away from you it sounds, if you start looking at it from a real rational perspective, nature has been following its own cycle. Nature has been out there for millions of years, even before humans were involved. And it has found a way to sustain itself. It has found a way to make life possible. And it has times where it speeds up, makes everything go to life even more. And it has times where it slows down and really takes the time to recharge itself, to go inside its cave like some animals do, and really take the time to connect with itself again and prepare for a next cycle. The one thing that isn't so good about following the seasons is that it's still a 3-month period, and it's very good to set 90-day goals. It's very good to set a 1-year goal and then divide it into 19 days and check in after that. But if it's a matter of preserving your energy, if it's a matter of not getting overwhelmed and drained, then going on for 90 days is still a very long period of time. So I needed to find a change in that. I needed to find something even better to connect with. And that's why I started looking into the moon cycle, because it follows these exact same steps, just as the seasons, only it does it in a 1-month period rather than a 3-month period. It starts with a new moon, where everything is dark, where we have time to be with ourselves, truly be ourselves, get some new ideas. Then it grows into the first quarter, where its energy is growing and helping us find out what to do with life, what to do with these ideas we have, and find out which ones are viable. Moving up to the full moon, where we have that full potential of energy. It's all about getting out there, getting outside of your head and just doing something, having really that male energy of being out there and conquering the world, having really action. And then at the last quarter phase, and when the moon is fading away, like the point we are here in right now when we are having this call, it's about energy that's fading away. It's about things that have started running their course, that you have put a lot of attention to, and that are now sort of starting to live a life on their own. And there's a fly really flying around wanting to be inside the screen, just landed on my face, so sorry for that. I guess it's trying to tell something too. But anyway, the last quarter moon, it's all about letting go of the idea that we have to be there all the time with the same amount of energy. And that's all what this pre-balance class will be about. It's about finding that balance point for ourselves. It's about moving through each of these cycles, the exciting ones and the ones where we feel low on energy, and knowing that it's just a time to recharge ourselves and get ready for the next cycle. And I'm just going to check in on the Facebook group to see if anyone has a question already or wanted to join. And then we are going to move into really what balance means, because I know it's a really big word. And for a long time, people were really talking about work-life balance and getting that. And a lot of people think that balance means living life at the same pace all year, going through it with the same amount of energy all the time, or having the same amount of money in your bank account when you have a business every single month. But it doesn't have to be that way. That's not what balance means to me. What I found balance truly is having your life, having different parts of it, and having your ups and downs in them, just like the moon cycle, just like there are times when you have a lot of energy and times where you feel really low in it, where you have exciting new ideas and you have no inspiration at all. It's the yin and yang effect. It's the dark side of life and the bright side of life. And what balance means is that we are moving through that, just like that pendulum swing. We are moving from one side to the other one. We are moving from staying inside ourselves, being in our inner world, and putting it out there in the world to see how people react to it. And then we return inside ourselves to bring all those new experiences together and connect them. And that balance is when you realize that it's all about going through these cycles and not longer seeing life as a circle, but as a spiral. And you can say that the center point is the moment you are born, and each year is a turn of the spiral, moving forward and forward. And recognizing that is that you almost reach the same level or the same point again, but you just moved past it. You have become a little wiser. You have become a little stronger. And I'm just getting a great comment that Anna is enjoying it. I'm really thrilled that you are enjoying it, and do post any questions if you have them. So it's really about knowing that every time something has happened and you think you are exactly in the same place, for instance, money-wise, if you think you are doing great and you have a setback and you say, I'm in exactly the same place I was last year, well, it really isn't that way. You have become wiser, you have become stronger, you have tried out different things that didn't work, and will now be able to move past them and try something new that does work. And that's for me the true essence of balance. That's knowing that. And being able to not be affected that much by the ups and downs of life, but knowing that they are part of the whole bigger thing. Now, to dive a little bit more in what this time means, and I've actually been around on Facebook today a lot, and there were a lot of people saying that they are feeling very overwhelmed, that they are feeling very tired, and they were actually asking questions if there was a big thing out there sucking energy out of them, and it started pouring rain here. So it's really the water is releasing from the sky as well. But it's really about knowing that we get tired and drained sometimes. And if you haven't been following the cycles by the moon or by your own rhythm, then it's usually because you have been pushing yourself too much. You have been really excited about projects. Or what also happened with the August moon, that this is a time where we need to make sacrifices. And if you have made your goals at the beginning of the year, then you will actually see that they are starting to show up in life, but they can show up all at the same time. And even if you are seeing things that you all wanted, you will still need to be making choices. And if you weren't aware of that and you keep trying to have everything all at once, then it will actually just make you feel this tired and overwhelmed. So if you become aware of this, if you start following this cycle, then you will be able to move through it and you will be able to plan your life accordingly. For instance, what I have started doing, and a lot of my clients feel helpful as well, is that you can plan your schedule to it. And you can say, okay, this is a time, usually around the new moon, where I have a lot of new ideas and I want to implement them right away. So then you can set your schedule, take one day out of it where you don't have appointments, and you make yourself available for your business or for your life to actually implement all those new ideas, start thinking about them, start growing them inside your head. And the other side of the scale is that if you are working towards something for 3 weeks in a row, then give yourself the permission, give yourself the opportunity to clear your schedule for one entire week around the last quarter moon and not set any appointments, not set any client meetings up or things you know you will have to show up for that. And then if you do feel tired, if you do feel overwhelmed, then it will be okay. because you will know it's because those things you have set in motion or working in your subconscious, they are connecting dots and living a life of their own without you needing to be actively involved. And you will be able to look at a different part of your life that you might have been ignoring during those times that you were working on this one idea. And if you then have cleared your schedule, if you know that you don't have to show up and be there in the world, then it's okay to take a day off. It's okay to go out for a walk or take some yoga exercises or whatever physical exercises you like. And that's really helpful to your body, and it will be so grateful for it because you are getting ready for something new, for that new turn of a spiral. And I know when I started doing this myself as well, you might not like this. You might say, what? Not being there for an entire week? I'm going to lose people over this. But the truth is that if you don't do this, and if you get to the stage where you might be right now feeling too tired or even drained to put yourself in front of a computer, then you will be losing clients and people anyway, and that's for sure. And I have happened this to me as well. I used to be out there really excited about something, putting into action, and then when the time was there, when I could start having those breakthrough sessions or could start it doesn't have to be business as well. I could have a party with friends to actually celebrate and take a day off. I would feel so tired and usually have a cold as well that I needed to stay in bed anyway. Or you might start seeing results and you weren't able to enjoy them simply because you have put too much of your energy out there before. And then if you are out for a week, not able to work through that, you can show up again full of new ideas and see people have contacted you and you have missed out on opportunities through that. So really that's not what I'm saying here. You don't have to stay away from the computer. But by not scheduling any outside calls or not needing yourself to show up physically through appointments, you will be able to do back-end things. If you wake up one day feeling too tired, then you just have one day off. If you feel, oh, I feel like working today, you can schedule your Hootsuite schedule. You can just be out there, follow up on blog posts by amazing colleagues and share that, or follow up with clients you haven't talked with for a long time and see when they would have time. But it will be on your own terms and not because you have pushed yourself for it. And that's what really can start making a huge difference. So just to check in again. One thing I want to do with you today is actually have a physical exercise because I have been talking for about 20 minutes now. And we haven't prepared ourselves for this call like I usually do. And that's because I wanted to have this information out there first. So what I want to do right now is take the time to truly connect into this moment, into this present day, and start releasing everything that we have been carrying on for the past weeks, the next months, or even the past hour if you had a really tough time before you joined this call. And the first thing for that is just taking a few deep breaths. And actually they are not deep breaths because you don't have to focus on breathing in deeply. You just have to focus on how your breath feels, where you are breathing, how deep it goes. And then if you start doing this more often and if you have that gentle awareness, then you'll just start breathing deeply all by your own. So put your feet on the ground in a comfortable position. Close your eyes if you want to. And just take a breath in. And when you breathe in, imagine all the energy that has been scattered throughout the day coming back to you. Feel how it's filling you up, how it's pouring inside of you again. Coming back. Spiraling down your spine into your belly button, which I like to call the center of our body. And your breath in, it's going in. On your breath out, imagine it spiraling through your body, spreading to every single cell of it. And feel how all stress and tension is disappearing. If you notice parts that have been stuck, like in your shoulders, where stress and tension usually is, just pull them up when you are breathing in and release that while you are breathing out. So pull it up, breathe in, and out. One more time, and now we are going to breathe out with a sigh. So breathe in. And breathe out. Okay. For this next exercise, I want you to stand up. If you are not able right now, you can just return to this page. If you are watching on Google Hangouts, you can go to Vibrational Chameleon / pre-balance class. That's Vibrational Chameleon / pre-balance class. You will be able to see the replay there, so don't rush to get into a place where you are alone and can do this exercise. If you are able, just stand up. I'm going to move the chair so you see this. Make sure I'm visible. And we are going to do 2 exercises from Qigong. And I like to call them meditation in motion, because really, when you try to release things and when you're feeling overwhelmed and stuck, the first reaction is, oh, you need to go and meditate. But sitting down on a chair and meditating, that's not working for me. And if you are really tense, if you're really stressed, then it will only make things worse and keep thoughts running around in your head like crazy. So if you combine with motion, you are actually releasing that tension on a cellular level. And if you are familiar with kinesiology, it's pretty tough to say this in English if you have another language, then it's really the thought that all the stress and emotions in general get stuck throughout our body as well in the cells. And if you move them, if you are aware of that, then you release them and you make room for new things to enter. And that's exactly what we are going to do here and what we are talking about. So the first exercise is knocking on the door of life and stepping into your kidneys. On your lower, I need you stand up here. Here are your kidneys, lower back. And they are the filters of your body. They filter everything throughout your body that you eat as well. And I can imagine on an energetic level that they filter your energy as well and get your whole physical body and your mental body in shape as well. And in your physical body, it's your kidneys. In your mental, energetic body, you can imagine them to be that kidney area, so the whole belly button area for women where they have their womb as well. It's just that area, your lower tummy and back. And you're going to put our hands together if you want, and you can use your knuckles to gently go up and down. It's not really your knuckles, it's this top area that you can use to tap up and down, starting from your kidneys and moving down to your hips. And you can tap in circles if you want to. And that's really opening this up. And you can do this for as long as you want, as long as feels comfortable. Just make sure you don't tap too hard, because it's really a gentle area and a sensitive area as well. Maybe look real weird here, and we're having the water background. I wasn't planning to add music, but we're having it anyway. Okay. One thing that's really effective with knocking on the door of life, and something you can do every morning, is when you go around, imagining yourself waving like the water, And for this, you can use the whole of your hands. And if you're familiar with Qi, with your energy body, if you just wrap your hands rapidly and then let them fall to the side, you will notice that tingling sensation in your fingertips. That's your energy, that's your life force. And you have to imagine that running through your hands when you are doing these exercises. And we are going to make a wave, and with this hand, we are going to tap on our kidney that's this side. And then we are going to turn to the right and use your other hand to tap on our right kidney. And if you're doing this, if you're standing up, you need to have your feet spread at shoulder height. And you need to bend your knees so you aren't in a locked position, allowing your energy to flow freely. We are going to do this for about as long as you feel comfortable. I usually do this for a minute or so, just waving around, feeling the turning in your hips, and tapping on your kidney areas. You are knocking on the door of life. And if you do this exercise in the morning, it's a great way to wake up. I know most people wake up with a cup of coffee, and some of us not even having breakfast in any other form. But if you're doing this, you are actually paying attention to your energy body as well. And you are releasing part of those stuck thoughts you might have woken up with. So it's a great way to start your day. Just tapping. And if you have been doing this for a while, or you want to intensify it, you can turn your entire body and turn your head to look at the same position as your arms are going as well. So you can make it looking over your shoulders. And of course, I'm talking throughout this, but really try and breathe naturally. Notice your breath again. You can breathe out with sigh and release small tension. We are doing this 2 more times. Then slow down. Put your arms to the side. Shake them a bit. You can shake your hips and your legs as well, releasing all the rest of it. And just feel how your hands are. Feel how that energy is running down through your arms. Imagine it going down through your feet, releasing everything that no longer belongs to you. Imagine it going into Mother Earth and into a chamber inside of her, or just inside the earth itself, and having it be transformed into something beautiful. Okay. The second exercise is called the Embrace the Tiger, Return to the Mountain, and I had to write it down because I always like to say it differently. I confuse it with another exercise. But the way it's called really doesn't matter that much. It's not one of the first exercises you would learn in Qigong, but I did want to have it in here because it's a great way to get back in balance with yourself and to release all the old baggage from your cells and your body. And the first one is a fountain, but I'm not going to use the names because I don't usually use them myself as well. But it's putting your hands like this and opening them up. So you can, no, let's do it otherwise. Just have your hands open them. Like you are saying, okay, this is me, here I am, I'm releasing things, I'm showing up truly, fully. And then turn your arms. And when you land slightly forward, again with your knees slightly bended, you push your arms together. And I shouldn't have put up my name frame because it's getting in the way of my exercise. But you do like this, and you push it up, and then you push it forward, and you release things. So you bend, open your arms, push them together again like a wave going up, and you push it away from you. That's the first part of it. And I like to call this the releasing part. So you open up, showing up fully. You take everything that no longer belongs to you up and away from your body. And when it's away, you are going to clear that space in front of you. by opening your hands to the sky and to the back of your body. When you are here again, your hands going down, they will get together again, and you can repeat the exercise by opening up, putting them together in a wave, in front of you, pushing everything away. And it's not really pushing in a sense of, I don't want to deal with this, it's I'm through with it, I no longer need it. And clear the space in front of you. Now, there are breath exercises, or your breath needs to go in a certain way. So when you open up, breathe in. So when your arms go open, that's why I was doing it myself first. I started wrong. So open your arms, breathe out. Breathing in and out, releasing. Breathing in while you release the space in front of you. And breathe out. Breathe in when you take everything that no longer serves you. Breathe out, push it away from you. Breathing in when you clear the space. And out when you show again, this is me, this is fully who I am right now. So going up, breathing in and out. Releasing, breathing in, clearing the space. Breathing in and out. In and out. And notice how your whole body starts moving this wave-like. So you bend forward with your shoulders. And you push them backwards. And you open your chest as well. Open your lungs, fill them with new energy. So bend forward, crouch. Have that person you no longer want to be, take it up and proudly push it away from you, saying, I no longer need this. Clear it and open yourself for your true essence. One more time. And open up. Now when you are finished, put your feet back together a bit more. Shake your arms loose. Jump up and down a bit. Release all the rest, all the tension. And then stand like this for a little while. Again, feel that energy running through your body. Imagine it going away, disappearing into the air through your hands, into the ground. And just have it be transformed. And start or finish, whatever you like to call it, by taking a few more breaths and finding that balance, feeling really released and renewed. And then you can sit down again. So, that being said, let's check if someone has any other questions. Because I know someone had one that I need to deal with it as well today. No. So, the reason why I'm doing this class, and you might have seen it on the page, let me share the link again, it's called vibrationalchameleon.com/pre-balance-class, is because I've started doing this myself, and I've also started taking people through this. And the place I do this is called the Transformation 360 program. And we have a Moonlight Transformation Circle over on Facebook where we get together and connect. And it's because it's really great to get to know this cycle, to get to know the 4 steps of new moon, connecting with your intuition, first quarter moon, seeing which ideas are valuable, full moon, take them out of your own cave, release them into the world. And then last quarter moon, take your time to slow down, take a break away from all the obligations, and allow yourself to recharge your batteries. And it's a great way to find balance, but to actually have the meaning and the fulfillment back in your life, what I'm all about as well, and what's even more important than balance, you need more than that. You need to follow more than one moon cycle, because I said that the moon is the most compact way of 1 month, but you need to look into it in the seasons as well. And throughout the year, each moon has a different meaning. Each moon has a slightly different energy to us. And if you just keep stuck in your own phase of, I am creating this, I am putting this out there, I'm resting, and I'm starting to create again, then you might be constantly starting over. You might not be setting the right goals, and you might jumping into new ideas too quickly and too overly happy about yourself without knowing that you are coming across as really confusing to other people because you are spreading a new message every single month. So the real trick or the real gift in this is that you need to look at it as a 1-year thing, where each moon has its own meaning and each moon tells you a slightly different thing about yourself. And that's what we are covering in the Transformation 360 program. It starts on October 23rd, along with a new moon, and also in time for the new Druid year, when people used to start a new year in the dark, if you are in the Northern Hemisphere. But if you're in the South, it will go as well, and we'll tackle that in a few moments. But first, what actually happens in the Moonlight Transformation Circle and the Transformation 360 program is that we are doing these things on a monthly basis first. So we are having a call at the new moon to cover the topic of that month and see which ideas are forming for yourself. Then you're having weekly check-in calls, but on the full moon, 2 weeks after that, we have a Q&A session. We have a follow-up session where we see, okay, this is what you have started then. Where are you at it now? What do you need help with? Do you want to keep going forward on this? Or just generally, what are the changes in it? And the way it is set up, or will be set up, is that basically the first 3 months of this, we will be going through this in our own private little group. The maximum amount of people I have set for this are 20. And I'm not allowing more into it before February. And we'll see how it goes. And if we are comfortable with just 20, then we will keep it that way. And the reason why I've said that is that everything, like I said, starts in the dark, not physically, but just mentally. We have to get comfortable with ourselves. We have to start with our new ideas, and they are really fragile. They are like human fetuses growing in the womb. And we need to give them a lot of attention. And if someone would join that isn't aware of this and make one comment about it, and you may have had that happen with family or friends or people out there just saying one thing and all of your good ideas no longer seem so good. So that's what we are avoiding here. First 3 months, just being by ourselves and going through this, getting aware of this cycle. Then the next 6 months, I will be inviting speakers on different topics, such as releasing the emotional baggage, health and how to eat healthy for our body, also how to increase our energy and do energy work throughout the chakras. And then for each month, we will still have our call at the new moon, but with a topic for that month. The Q&A session will be with that coach, that expert in its own field, to answer the questions you might have about it. And to have this in is to make it more than just about business, or to make it more than just about life. It's not having a mastermind, but it's celebrating life in its entirety. It's going through the ups and downs and doing that into every area of our life and seeing how it's all interconnected and how we can make it connect for ourselves as well. And the reason why that's so important, because that way you will find your own meaning in life. You will find your own purpose, where the question was about that someone asked me, and I will answer it here for you. And it's about knowing that you are doing something that's bringing out that meaning and that purpose in other people as well. And that's really so nice and so wonderful and so life-changing that the name of this program is really what it's all about. It's a 360 degrees transformation in 1 year's time, and it's setting the foundation for the rest of your life. So that's really, really just pure and powerful. Now then, at the last quarter moon, we are doing something like we did just now, a meditation in motion session where we evaluate things and we just release everything that no longer serves us. The last 3 months, it's again going back to ourselves, implementing everything we have learned and putting the theory into practice. So the thing is, and you will be able to do this, even if you are new to coaching, even if you don't have a business of yourself and just want to take on a new hobby and do something that's more fulfilling to you, you will be able to do that by the last 3 months. So as of August next year, August 2015, you will be able to say, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I want to do. And I am going to put it out there into action, and I'm going to share it with people as well. If you are a coach running your own business, you will be able to have your own event and put everything you have learned that matters to you into something where people will join you and see it. Or you will have set up your first, even if it's just a beta testing program, but you will be able to have that beta test with a small amount of people you trust and keep moving forward through it to, again, prepare for next cycle. You can get all of this. And this has a total value of 2,500 euros, which is over $3,000 if you use dollar signs. But you can get this for 360 euros for an entire year. That's the $480. I hate being in Europe with having euros when you are internationally talking to people that usually use dollars, but that's an all different topic as well. You could just see the value of the actual amount, but let's not make it more comfortable or complicated. It's 360 euros for the entire year, which is about $500. And what you will get if you decide to join now, if you decide to join during the week when we're having this call before August 24th, you will be able to join early, have 2 months extra. So have 2 months extra access, 2 months extra classes for free. And you get free access to one of our 4 VIP weekends. That's valued of $500 all of its own. And I usually reserved it for people in my very private coaching group, the Ultimate Life Balance Program. But I'm now opening spots to people that decide they're ready and they want to be joining this and having this. So if you're ready, do check out the base, and if you feel that having it in one module, there will be a payment plan for it. So that's no reason to hold you back. Now, really taking a sip of water and seeing the time is flying away. Okay, so to answer the question I've had a question about how do I find my purpose? And I know it's a big topic, and I know people confuse it with passion. And it's just something, it's like the question we all ask ourselves. What's your purpose? And what I have found is it doesn't really matter. And I know that's a tough one. It was to me as well. There are several parts to this answer. The first one is that there is a way to find your purpose. I've actually started looking into hand analysis, and I know a few people that are really good at it, like Amethyst Mahoney and Leanne Chesser. They can really decipher your hands and see what your purpose is based on the lines in your hands that were figured before you were born. So it's all about who you are meant to be here in this world and what you are meant to do. And that doesn't change. So it's preset. We decide this preset, and we are meant to figure this out. And one big eye-opener for me was actually the position of your hand. And the angle here is how set you are to be a business person running your own business. And what I discovered is that I'm actually more comfortable in having a part-time job and having a coaching business along that to just have all of it, I guess. I'm having a lot of composited worlds that are like yin and yangs. So I'm just the kind of person that wants to have it all. But just figuring out those things can really help you find your purpose. But if you don't have it, and if you don't have access to someone that can read your hands, you can use a lot of worksheets, do a lot of exercises. I have some of them myself. But then you can reach a point, okay, I know all of this. I know what I'm good at. I know what I love doing as a child. I know what I could be doing. But I still don't know if it's my true purpose. And I want to find that purpose. Well, what you can do then is know that you are just here to bring out light in other people, to find out what the meaning in your life is, but to bring that out in others as well, just by being yourself. And if you start from that point, if you actually go out and say, I am here to light up people's worlds, to light up people's worlds, that is everyone's purpose. No matter what fingerprints you have, no matter what passion you are about, you are here to show people who they truly are. And the best way of doing that is just showing up completely as yourself, even if you don't know it, who you are completely. And that's again why these moon cycles are so great. You can be finding part of yourself and you can say, okay, this is what I'm passionate about. I have 2 or 3 options, 2 or 3 things that I really want to explore to see if it could be my purpose. And then I'd say, okay, fine, we'll start with one of them. And you start with that one, you use it for an entire month, see how it feels on you, like putting on a skin. And if it feels like it works, if you like it, then keep trying it, keep exploring it. If it doesn't, try it another thing. And the beauty about that, the beauty about finding yourself that way and finding out the meaning in your life, is that your purpose will come to you anyway. You will attract the people that can just ask you something and you go and question it and say, okay, this was a big eye-opener for me. And then you will have moved closer to your purpose. And you will have moved closer to actually putting in words what that is. Because actually, that's what this entire question or deal is about. Having a purpose is knowing how to express that to other people in words, where it's actually just a feeling inside of us that isn't necessarily meant to be expressed in words. It's feeling it. It's forgetting about the words and feeling what it truly means. And if you are in that energy, if you are grounded that way, and these exercises we did can help you with that, if you're feeling that, then you will have found your inner peace. You will have found your inner knowledge. And you can feel like sitting in the eye of a storm and have everything else blowing around you, like the crazy weather we just had out here. And you can have people coming to you and question things like they would have done at first, saying, I want to be a coach, I want to empower people by following the moon cycles. And they go and say, okay, it won't matter anymore. Because you will know that this is right for you at this time, at this moment in your life. And if it doesn't turn out to be any more, you will start doing things differently as of next month. And you will start feeling things differently as of next month. And you will be able to gradually change that and make it a really loving and tender process, rather than just having to storm out there and do everything at once just because you think you have to do this. So that's the biggest part about finding purpose. And I hope it really helps to define what it is. Because again, like I said, there are people out there that can help you find this. but part of it will still be believing in it, because people can say things to you like, this is your purpose. And that's one of the other problems why some people don't want to take the next step and get a coach of their own, because they think that they either need to figure things out all by themselves, or they want to have everything spelled out to them clearly. They want to have someone saying them, what do I need to do? And that's not what we coaches are about. We can give you ideas, we can help you see the next direction, but we aren't going to say, okay, this is what you need to do. Do 1, step 3, and like that, move forward like that, and you'll be okay. We can't do that. We can't predict that. And I know a lot of people aren't comfortable with that. A lot of people don't like that sense of being in charge of their own life. But that's all what coaches are about. And if you have someone that has done your hand analysis for you, or if you have found your purpose through other ways and it doesn't feel great, and you go like, okay, I don't think this is good for me. There has to be something wrong in this. I have to go look another way again. Just stop again. Take a moment, take another breath. And I do this thing with my son where I say husa. So go husa and release it and reboot and say, okay, just let's explore it. Because this is the last part to the answer. Purpose isn't always what you like doing. And purpose isn't always what you feel comfortable about. You might start from the things that you like, that you were passionate about, that you love doing, or that other people come to you and say, okay, I want you to help me with this. But it's again finding the balance between all of that that will help you find what you truly meant to do. And at first, finding your own meaning in life and what you are meant to share, the message you are meant to spread with people, can be scary. And it will definitely push you outside of your comfort zone, simply because it will help you learn as well, and it will help you move to that next cycle and have a joint experience between the people you are working with and yourself. And again, if you aren't about business, then it will just be trying out a new hobby that really feels scary, or that feels just not what you would do normally. But it keeps popping up like all those signs of the universe saying you have to start doing this. So then just try it on. Again, put on that skin, even if it feels too big. Try it out for 1 month, for 1 moon cycle, and see how it feels then. And chances are that people will start recognizing that in you. And people will start coming up to you and saying, this is just what I needed to hear today. This is just exactly what I've been feeling. And I haven't been able to push through it, but you nailed that feeling. It feels like you know me better than I know myself. And I just love the example you have shown that I can do this. That is, there is a way outside of this. And you can just be that person for other people. And that's what will be your true meaning in life. And that is our divine obligation. That's what we are meant to do here. We are meant to find our balance. We are meant to do something that is fulfilling. And then we are meant to spread it along just by being ourselves, by sharing our own essence and radiating that onto the world and everyone we meet and come in contact with. And that's the beauty of this work I'm doing. And that's the beauty of this Transformation 360 program as well, that you can start doing this in a safe environment and can start taking those first baby steps out there, even start working with people on this, and still have that group support you can return to. It's like that saying of a monk, always studying inside his cave and really reaching a high level of awareness. But the moment he enters a city and someone asks him a question and he doesn't know the answer, he goes running straight back to his cave. That's what you can do here, but in a really positive way. So you can go out there, test your ideas, if you feel comfortable about releasing them into the world. and then come back and see what experiences you have gained throughout it, and really test it into different areas of your life as well. So that's the beauty of it. Just let me check again if someone else had any other questions. Like I said again, if you want to comment, and if you joined late, because I just realized that I didn't share the link again to comment, you can go to Facebook, open up your Facebook, and type in a vibrational community. And there you will see the group. You can request to join. We are having a weekly schedule here, and this is a free group. So this is a free group for everyone to join, where we are having a daily structure. We will be following the moon cycles. So at each phase, we're posting something about the energy of that moment. And then each day we are having a different topic as well, like Manifestation Tuesday, run by Ana Gonçalves. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her last name correctly, so I'm sorry if I am not. Then we are having a You Rock Wednesday to really recognize the beauty we have inside ourselves. We are having a Ritual Thursday where we are exploring what ritual is inside ourselves, and not necessarily in a very strict way, but it can just be having a cup of tea in the morning or taking a few breaths. And we are having a Reboot Fridays. It's just a really awesome place to be in. And I'm just inviting you all to it. So I know we are moving into the hour mark. And maybe the last thing I wanted to share with you is another little preview of what we are doing is like having the energy of the months, rather than just having it divided into the 4 weeks. And I shared this briefly already, is that we are having the Sacrifices Moon in August. So it's been about having had new goals in January and now seeing them to fruition. And if you haven't been setting the right goals, then they might not be working out for you. You might be experiencing a really tough time, financially, emotionally, physically. If you had set goals, but you haven't been able to choose from them, then you might have too many plans coming together all at once, and you might need to choose from them, even if they all feel right. You just need to choose again which one you will follow up right now. And the moon we are starting to move into as of August 24th with a new moon is going to be the harvest moon. And if you are making this choice right now, if you are doing this exercise I shared, and also if you go to the page, vibrationalchameleon.com/pre-balance-class, you will be able to download the Divine Contract with Yourself, which is something I have been sharing with clients, and it's asking them to sign a contract with themselves. So to really let go of current things, you have a few questions to implement and to add onto the exercise with it physically. Then you will also give yourself permission to do something and write a commitment to yourself to be doing something for the next year or the next upcoming 3 months of the year. And this is really great to set new goals for the next 90 days and get out of that decision-making phase, because the moon we will move into is the harvest moon. And it's about really seeing things come together. And if you have made your choices now, it's not a matter of making the right choices, but just about choosing something. Then you will be able to implement that, and you will be able to fully enjoy the gifts you are receiving, rather than putting too much weight on your shoulders again and trying to do too many things all at once to be able to enjoy them. And that's the beauty of it. And to answer one more question with that remark is, can I be doing this if I'm in a different part of the world? Because some people don't even realize that, but we have the northern hemisphere and the southern one, and the seasons go differently. But another beautiful part about the moon, and there's nothing but beauty about it, is that the moon equals our subconscious, and it equals our inner energy. So it doesn't have to do with the physical season it's out there. So no matter if you are in summer or winter right now, We are all going to a decision-making phase inside our lives right now because we all have started the new year together in January or in October if you follow the Druid year or the pagan year. So we are all harvesting physical things in the next month to come. And that's why you don't have to be a part of the world to be able to do this or to be able to join the Transformation 360 program, simply because it looks inside ourselves. And following the moon is like going out there, living your life out in the daylight, expressing your outer being inside of the world. And then using the moon, using the moonlight and the cycle to take all of that information inside of you and process it and see how it fits into who you feel you are as well. So that's really why it's so powerful and why you should really have a good look at joining the Transformation 360 program. Again, one more time, I'll share the link with you because we're about to wrap up. It's vibrationalchameleon.com/pre-balance-class. If you joined late, you were also able to watch the replay there immediately on the page. You were able to download the Divine Contract with yourself, which is usually reserved for private coaching people. And you will already have a brief preview of what the Transformation 360 program is about, having 2 mastermind calls a month, but also connecting into each energy of each month, having a 3-month period where we work with maximum of 20 participants. The next 6 months, we will be allowing experts in their own field of health and energy work into the circle to answer questions about certain topics. And the last 3 months are about going out there and conquering the world by being yourself, having your own event, having your own program, doing your own new hobby and sharing it with the people around you. You can have all of this at a 1 year for 360 euros or about $480. And if you decide to join now before August 24th, you will be able to have 2 months of extra classes for free. And you are also invited to one of the VIP weekends, which is valued at $500 all of its own. So be sure to connect. If you are looking for more information about this, you can go to another page which is called Moonlight Transformation Circle. The links are on the same page, so you don't have to write this down now. Just go to the pre-balance class one and you will find everything you need. There's also a link to contact me if you want to talk about this. And again, if you want to share your experiences with this, if you have gone through the Divine Contract with yourself and want to cover some of the answers you have given, cover them in the group, go to Facebook, open up your Facebook and type in Vibrational Community, join our group, and you will be able to join the discussion there. That's also where I will be right now. So that being said, enjoy the rest of this last quarter moon. Stop seeing it as really feeling overwhelmed, but just see it as having to recharge your batteries, taking some time off, and knowing that you will be able to show up again after a few days' time. Bye-bye.